wonderful viewers. Welcome back to Eat Right with Ebube Kosia. We are going to continue from where we ended with Madam Sarah. For those who couldn't watch the previous episode, I would want Madam Sarah to reintroduce herself. Kindly do that, right?
Okay, thank you for having me. My name is Sarah Kakuyamuzi. I'm a nutritionist and currently working with the Dietary Hospital.
Awesome. In the previous episode, we tackled nutrition for different life stages and we spoke extensively on pregnancy. We want to continue from childhood and then adolescence. So, Madam Sarah, kindly let us know some of the nutrients that can help to promote healthy growth and development in the child and also an adolescent.
Thank you. So, from our previous session, we established that nutrition is important throughout the life stages.
Yes.
And childhood is no different. So, for nutrition in childhood, the WHO recommends that after birth, for the first 6 months, a child is exclusively breastfed. Okay, so this is because breast milk contains enough nutrients needed for the child's growth and development. The child at that stage is now developing the gastrointestinal organs, and so breast milk is the ideal food for a child at that stage. And then when the child hits 6 months and above, we begin to introduce the home foods, which we call the complementary foods, in addition to being breastfed. And these home foods we are recommending should be energy dense, meaning that they should contain enough carbohydrates, enough proteins, and then healthy fats to ensure adequate growth and development of children. When foods are introduced in the initial stages, these babies are able to take just about 2 to 3 tablespoonfuls at a meal. And so we recommend that the food should be energy dense so that at every meal they are taking in enough nutrients that they need. We also recommend the intake of fruits and vegetables. This will help in fighting infections and diseases, and it also helps with appetite as well. And then foods containing calcium, because they are growing, so they need to develop strong bones and teeth as well. Vitamin A is also very important at this stage because it is important for good eyesight and also helps to fight infections and then diseases such as diarrhea in children. And then iodine too for mental development, brain development, which will improve the child's cognitive ability later in life.
Okay, it's good you are touching on all these things. I want to draw the attention of our viewers that when it comes to feeding children, yes, you are trying to select the right food. However, the appearance and the texture to plays key role. So even how you would serve the child would make the child want to eat, because sometimes they think they are playing before they realize they are eating. Not the texture and then the size, so that they don't end up choking themselves.
That is very important.
Yes, so in trying to help them to eat right, try to do it the right way. Yes, so in encouraging your children to eat right, you try to use the right approaches by giving them texture appropriate foods, and then even like the sizes of it too. Yes, sometimes most children don't like eating the fruits and vegetables, especially when they see them. Yes, so you try to add it to food without them seeing. Yes, you make it a healthy, a healthy alternative to the sugar-filled snacks that we have. Yes, so you can be doing that, fruits in popsicles, so that at least they'll be eating right. Thank you very much, Madam Sarah, for drawing our attention to it. So now let's move to we've touched the childhood. Let's move to the adolescence. Yes. So what are some of the nutritional needs and common health concerns with this age group?
So the adolescent stage is also characterized by an increased nutrient need because of changes that are happening in the body of the adolescents. Okay, so there are physical changes, psychological changes, emotional changes going on. And nutrients plays a very important role in these changes. So for adolescents, they have increased energy needs, more especially in boys than in girls. Also because of their body mass, boys tend to have a higher energy intake because they expend more compared to girls of the same age group. And so energy-rich foods should be included in their diets. And sources of energy-rich foods are carbohydrates. So the staples, starchy foods, corn, yam, rice, bamboo. All these contain, they are good sources of carbohydrates that provide energy for the adolescents at this stage. Protein is also very important here because protein is important for body tissue, repair and replacement of body tissue. The adolescents are still growing. Linear growth is being achieved at this stage. They've not completed their growth.
Yes.
And so protein is very important at this stage too. And so the diet should contain an adequate amount of protein too. It is recommended that the diet should contain 0.8 kilogram of protein per kilogram of their body weight. So you calculate your body weight, that is if you want to be precise.
Yeah.
So whatever your body weight is, you multiply by 0.8 and then you get the amount of protein in grams that you should be consuming at each meal. For females, during the adolescent stages, because of menstruation, there is a loss of iron through the blood, and so iron needs are also heightened at this stage. So females are encouraged to eat iron-rich foods from meat, fish, poultry, eggs, and green leafy vegetables to replenish the lost iron at this stage. And also they are building their own mass. So calcium and vitamin D are also very important at this stage. Zinc is also an important mineral at this stage because it helps in the maturation of their sex organs. We mentioned that there are these physical changes that take place in the body of adolescents. Now, during this stage, they tend to consume a lot of foods containing saturated fats, which are not the healthy type of fat and can predispose the adolescent to obesity and then cardiovascular health diseases in future. And so they must limit their intake of saturated fats, consume more healthy fat options like fats, plants, fats and oils, sunflower oil, avocado, which contains a good amount of fat. Egg also contains a good amount of fat. So instead of fatty meat, they should opt for lean meat as well. Apart from the saturated fat, there's also an increased intake in sugar-sweetened beverages, which is also a challenge because they are more accessible now.
Yeah.
There's an increased consumption of these.
Blood pressure.
Exactly. And it has adverse effects. So these they do not have any nutritional value, but they just contain sugar, color, empty calories. So they do not benefit the adolescents in any way. And then these carbonated drinks also release phosphorus in the body. And what phosphorus does is it binds to calcium. The calcium that is being needed for the development of bones, the phosphorus binds to it and makes it unavailable for the body to use. So we do not encourage that. Deep fried foods, they should opt for healthy cooking methods such as the baking, steaming. Those are healthier options that they can adopt.
Yes, and even talking about the cooking methods, sometimes some people might be taking the green leafy vegetables, but they are not. How they are cooking it makes it zero. Exactly. So in cooking the green leafy vegetables, you don't have to overcook it. Yes, for you to get the nutrients that you have to get.
It's just steam, it's a little, and then you are good to go because they are heat sensitive. The nutrients in them are heat sensitive. So overcooking will destroy them. And at the end of the day, you will not get the benefits that you want to get from them, even though you are consuming them.
Yeah, so it's always advisable that we pack lunches. It doesn't matter the age, because I think
That is very true.
yes, for you to be assured that you are eating something
Yes.
wholesome, it's best you cook it yourself.
Yes. I think parents should be more intentional about that too.
Yes.
Because we're in the era of giving our children their lunch money and leaving them to figure out what to eat on their own.
Yes.
If we would be more intentional, if parents would be more intentional.
Yes, you don't have to please your children.
Exactly.
There are certain things that you literally have to force them. With time, they would appreciate
Yes.
why you are doing that. It's better to prevent than now spending
Exactly.
money. The emotional stress is somewhere. Okay, thank you very much for touching on this. I would want us to touch on nutrition for specific life events. Yes, we've touched on the adolescents. Can we touch on menopause? So yeah.
So as one ages, there are changes that occur in the individual body. So as we age, we are less active, physically active. Some people experience loss of sight or lower function of their eyes, so they are not able to see properly. There's some people suffer loss of bone mass, dementia, cognitive decline, which is very true. As people age, risk of cardiovascular diseases, all these manifest as we age. And so it is very important that during early life stages, we are mindful of our nutrition, since that will manifest whatever poor or good dietary habits we have in our early life will manifest later.
It's just like planting.
Exactly.
What you plant is what
you reap. So in the ageing stage or late adulthood, you find these changes happening. And so for nutrition wise, we encourage eating calcium rich diet, which will help in bones, the bone function. We also encourage eating whole foods or whole grains, which contain fiber, which improve gut health. And then also the consumption of fruits and vegetables, which contain antioxidants that reduce some of the symptoms of menopause. During this stage, the estrogen levels in the female has been reduced, and for men, their testosterone levels also reduced. So it's called the andropause. And so there are symptoms or effects that come with it. So ensuring a good diet even before you reach that stage will also help to minimize the symptoms that you experience when you get to that stage. That is very important.
This is so true, because you see people the same age, but based on their life choices, they have different their strength level is different, even their appearance is different from each other, and it's all based on what is being the life choices
during the early life stages.
Yes. Thank you very much for making us know all these. I hope you are also enjoying yourself. We hope to bring you more exciting nutritional information and facts. This has been Eat Right with Olukosia. We hope to see you in our next episode. Bye.